This conference will now be recorded.
We'll begin with flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. We welcome everyone to the December 30th payday meeting. With that, we'll move right into payday.
Okay. In your packet, you have the sales tax information. And the sales tax for this month is $98,753.43.
Nice increase for the year.
Yes. We do have payables for Elcon in the amount of $541.43.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to pay Elcon
Second.
$541.43.
We have a motion by Commissioner Crowfoot, second by Commissioner Becker. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried 5-0. Abstain. Well, four in favor, one abstention, sorry.
Okay.
And I'll make the motion to approve Western Associates in the amount of $379.40.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Gehring. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Dahlke. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Abstain.
Motion carried 4 in favor, 1 abstention.
All right, and then we have the grand total payday, which is $1,651,450.58, and that includes payroll at $578 for $67.15.
Questions? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Approve. Motion.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Gehring to approve payday of the amount, I need to put my glasses on because it gets. $1,651,450.58. $1,651,450.58. Second, Commissioner Dahlke, second. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried 5-0.
Okay, and you should have the boards there to sign.
Better get ready to go to work.
Got a car from traffic.
Big checks.
Cleaning up books.
That's right. Gotta get that last meeting squared away.
All right. Have the minutes of December 27th.
Commission's reviewed the minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Becker. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Crowfoot. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carried 5-0.
Okay, in your packet, you have the checks outstanding for more than 2 years. And so it would ask for a motion and vote to write off those outstanding checks.
So moved. Commission's had a chance to review those outstanding checks. Motion by Commissioner Garing to approve the write-off. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Commissioner Crowfoot. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried 5-0. Can we move faster for you?
That'd be great.
By the time she gets the motion in the second written down wrong, oh, excellent.
Okay. The other thing that I have are the encumbrances, so you all have a copy on the table there. And if you need to look at documentation, I have some of that here in the folder. So we have, well, do you have questions, I guess?
Some of the stuff that just
On the
carries over.
encumbrances,
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the encumbrances as noted.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Garing to approve encumbrances as presented. Is there a second?
Yep.
Second by Commissioner Dalkey. Further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried 5-0.
Okay. Just wanted to mention that we do have a meeting on Tuesday, that we have a land bank meeting before the regular meeting. Hey, that can just go away.
And then another,
and understand that Brad won't be with us.
For the land bank meeting.
So, you know, I don't know, do we have any new business that's gonna come up?
Not that I have, just.
Well, you have the reorganization of that board, approved, you've got a little bit of administrative things that probably
Okay,
should be
well, then
done.
there's no use moving the date on it or anything.
Right, nothing should be.
He hasn't been coming to them generally, I mean.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, so we're all right?
It will be as scheduled.
Okay.
At 12 o'clock.
It's
No.
at 11:30, yeah.
11:30 on Tuesday, January 3rd.
Okay, and I'll send you a
Could we make it
packet.
12? I mean, it's gonna take 20 minutes in the meeting.
Well,
we set the time.
you set the
already
time
set.
by resolution,
Okay.
so
Then we got a chance to grab a bite.
if you
okay.
decide that you wanna get some business drummed up over the weekend, go ahead.
That would be a little quiet.
But
Quiet's not
anyway,
bad.
yeah, it's probably best if you don't change it since you've done it by resolution. So anyway, just a reminder of that. On the 9th, that's the day that the newly elected county officials or re-elected county officials will be sworn in. That's at noon up in the courtroom. We'll have some cookies and snacks in the hallway right after. That's the day we reorganize this board, and yeah. So we'll be starting at 11:30 on this next Tuesday, and then at 12 o'clock on the 9th with that ceremony.
Good, but our actual meeting is.
Is at 12:30, yeah. It shouldn't take very long, it's just, we have
Sure.
3 county commissioners and the sheriff for the unexpired term will be sworn in.
Okay. And then I also see on Monday, January 9th, is the bid opening on the Kansas project.
I'll verify that
Okay.
with Bryce, but that's what he was gonna put in the document when he talked to you about it weeks ago, and so I wrote it on there,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, he was gonna shoot for that, but I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, we'll verify.
Okay, very good.
And then, of course, we're closed on the 16th, so we'll have a meeting on Tuesday the 17th.
So Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yep.
That works out pretty good, 'cause usually January's way more of a mess than that.
Yeah, and actually payday falls nice on Tuesday, so we can have our regular meeting and payday on that Tuesday. Very good.
All right,
Okay,
that was all I have.
Okay, so you're finished with administrative?
Yes.
I just had one item I was gonna bring up, just to inform the board. Larson and Associates has been calling me about drilling a test well at the transfer station. KDHE wants another test well for water sampling. Tina's talked to Josh and to Sharon, no problems. So just be informed that
What-
they drill a test well.
What's that gonna, is that gonna cost us, or is that?
No.
Is it
They
gonna
just,
cost
the
us
only
to
reason
monitor?
they're only, this is from that past contamination, which is on the city. They haven't charged us anything. This is just for monitoring, and all they need is permission to access the property, which we had given them permission previously for others, for several other things that they've done, but not for this latest one,
So no cost involved.
Let me ask you, if, let's just say things were moving around and we brought the weeds and the department down to the transfer station and put them on the east side of the building where should be probably. If any of those wells are in that area and we wanted to do that, who would be responsible? Or would they let us? Or if we've given our permission now for them to drill another well and say we decide to do that, are we gonna have to pay to move that well, or?
I can't answer that.
I'm just-
KDHE would have to answer
Right.
that, but I don't know that we can really say no when the state is saying they need it.
I'm not saying no.
Okay.
I'm not saying no.
But where-
I'm just saying.
Where they gonna drill at?
Yeah, where they gonna
You're just
drill.
asking what the future is. I don't.
Well, that's what I'm wanting to say, because I know those guys go nuts when they drill. I mean, they drill everywhere. I don't know whether any of you've ever been around some of that stuff or not, but they drill everywhere. And I'm just saying that, what if that was to happen? So I'm maybe we just ought to send them and ask them, who's Larson Associates? They're doing it.
That's the contractor
Yeah.
Contractor.
Drills them up.
for KDHE.
KDHE did.
Ask them for a location, see, or maybe ask KDHE, I don't know. Just for what happens if a building is to be erected in a certain location.
We want to be 150 foot away from existing buildings, something like that.
Sometimes you can't do that, I mean, they gotta get to the.
I mean, because it's for expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you see them, I know I've noticed them, around gas stations and whatnot. and-
Yeah.
And they're in the concrete, so, I mean, I just don't know, would that be acceptable in a building?
Yeah.
Build over it.
Build
See,
over it
and
and you have the cap.
We have the perfect example at Peabody, we've got 2 or 3 stations down there that's all been dug out and everything, but there's wells everywhere on that ground. It's,
Well, I mean, they make them to be drove over, but I don't know how that would be inside a building. 'cause-
Indoors, yeah.
I guess if we're gonna go back and think.
That's a good question. I've never thought of it.
When we had to do, didn't they have to drill the ground that we put the transfer station on when they caught it? When they come up and it was exposed and.
I believe they've already put some wells out.
Yes, there's wells there.
Some
Yeah.
monitoring wells.
Yeah.
Out here, with that last agreement that we signed
Mhm.
and gave them permission to get on the property, and
Yeah.
so,
In following up with Commissioner Dalkey's question, I guess I'd ask for a map of where the current monitoring wells are, and then we'll ask KDHE where their proposed site is for the.
Yeah, just for information.
It would be good to have a map.
Yeah.
The map's there, we just.
Yeah, we haven't seen the project.
And then ask if we were ever built,
That's a question of moving.
all right, do the wells need to be moved, can they be built over?
Yeah.
Consequences or options.
Yeah.
Can they be inside a building?
Yeah, and I don't think.
so that brings up another,
Oh.
it's okay, can I have that?
Yes. I'll let you call.
She's gonna
Yeah.
take the pink slip away from
Put it
you.
away.
Okay,
That's one way of getting out of it.
thank you so much.
I knew I could.
We got a letter from KDHE, and what they're doing is the state has allocated some additional funds for that orphan program for the abandoned wells, or gas tanks, abandoned
Yeah.
tanks. And so what they want is, they want to know locations of any places in the county, and they're sending it all over the state, but my brother-in-law works at KDHE, and so I got a little bit more of a scoop on what this is. So they're looking to clean up more properties. And so, places in the county that used to have a gas station, even if there's not a building there, anything anymore, I need y'all to think about where those are. Like, my dad used to be a sheriff's deputy, and he remembers several places in the county where there was a gas station, and it's gone now, but he's pretty sure the tanks are probably still there. So, I need to have you all think about that and let me know locations that potentially could have some tanks under them that the state could potentially take out and remediate before it gets into water stream or something.
Every town in this county had gas stations on Main Street.
Yes.
Some multiple.
Right, so if there are locations, if any of you can get me addresses or anything like that, or
Balloons.
point it out on a map, or, you know, that would be helpful, cause this is something the state wants to do, it's not gonna cost the county anything, and it could potentially be a good thing
Well, you
for
worried
us.
about city or just out in the county?
No, city, anywhere, yeah.
Wasn't there a gas station there at the Canada corner on Nighthawk? Where
Yeah.
those trees all are?
Yeah, on the southwest side.
Yeah.
Yep, there was one there. And that one
I
right
just
in
heard
Hillsborough,
stories.
right there on the corner,
Yeah.
Ford's lot.
Yeah. And then down on D Street where the MB Foundation is, and I think down there by where the snow cone shop is too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Patty's Quick Shop there. There's places everywhere. I mean, in every town.
But,
Right now,
but
there's 4 or 5 in Peabody that I can name here.
wasn't it, back in the day, I remember
Hope they've been-
just one specific gas stations, this is the reason why I'm asking, were a lot of them above ground, and then somewhere in the 90s, they made them bury them?
No, they've been buried for years.
Okay.
Original was buried in the years.
Actually, more
The
lately.
big question
they
is, a
come
lot
up,
of
board,
these are
yeah.
on private property.
And that would be my concern here, is that the county don't jump in.
And, you know,
Well-
a lot of people are gonna say, I don't
Property.
want this messed up.
Right.
Well,
I wouldn't necessarily, if it would just be the first step of knowing kind of where they are,
Mhm.
who owns the property, maybe reaching out
There we
and
go.
seeing if, that's something that
Right.
they know, if the tanks are taken out or not, if they're.
Offer it to the.
Right.
public.
Right.
that one down in Peabody, was it ever really cleaned up?
Which one you talking about?
The old Quick Trip or?
The
No,
C-Mart,
they're
that's what
still
they're
active.
working on.
It's still active.
So that.
That'd be the prime example, that one we need to take care of if we can.
Well, it is, I
Yeah.
mean, the tanks were taken out, but it was a little bit too late because there was product that,
Seeps out.
yeah,
What was
a
that one
lot of
down at
it.
Gossel? That was an above ground tank that contaminated everything though, wasn't it? Or was it?
Since I've been around, yes, it was above ground, but I don't know whether it's above, below.
But anyway, I can find out a little
Yeah.
bit more about what that entails, if it's on private property, I can call KDHE and ask them a
Well,
little bit more.
let's do this, instead of talking about it in public, why don't each of the commissioners, if you research and find some spots, report them to.
Yeah, and.
Plus, it'd be nice to know, what does this remediation entail? Just going in and digging them out, because in these little towns, there was gas stations up and down the street.
Oh, yeah.
That means that they're covered up by sidewalks
Yeah.
or street.
Sure.
Mhm.
You know, does that mean they go back, everything's done, finished, sidewalk, street?
All I've
You don't want them
ever,
to just come dig it out.
all I've ever seen so far is, the immediate, where the tanks were. I've never seen them expand out, dig an open cut. Now they drill, but they open cut and go 25, 30 foot deep, where, and 2 of them now in Peabody, where they drilled down, or open cut with excavators, went down, filled back with that rock and sand and stuff, and then, but they leave it open a long time, they don't never shut it right back up.
Well, yeah, 'cause
If you could get old pictures from like 1930 of every town,
it does
it'd
have
probably
that
surprise you how many there were.
evaporative
Yeah.
quality, so that's
Yes,
why they leave
that's
it
what it's
open.
for, evaporation.
I mean, you do the same thing with the carbon sieves. You spread them out on the ground and let them.
Okay, well, commissioners come up with sites. refer
Yeah,
to.
that would be great, because I know there are some, and it could be helpful to some people, cause they may have contamination or want those tanks out and not
Right.
be able to get them out themselves.
Give them a
So,
resource.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Anything else, Tina?
No.
If not, then take a motion to adjourn. Motion by Commissioner Becker, is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Crowfoot.
Donkey.
Crowfoot. Okay, Donkey.
He did.
You shouldn't have looked puzzled, you should just nod and say yes. Commissioner Donkey, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carried 5-0. We are adjourned until next year. Hope the rest of the day is better than yesterday. Brakes went out on the pickup.